What's going on, everybody? Alex here, Nickens Lawn and Landscape. Today's the day. We are starting the bus. If you don't follow us, we bought a Chevy 4500 transit bus that we're turning into a dump truck. Let's check this thing out. And this is the difference between old stuff and new stuff. When the old stuff doesn't start, it doesn't surprise me. It is what it is. If the new stuff wouldn't start, I'd be PO'd. But the old stuff didn't start, so we brought the new stuff over here to jump it. And Chad, you were right. Chad, the salesman with Bobcat of St. Louis, gave me a fair warning when I bought this how easy it was to jump stuff with this machine. Bam, bam, got it done. With our old T180, when we would try to jump stuff, it was a pain in the butt to get on the terminals. The battery was real squeezed in that corner. On these new machines, they have it angled a little bit, and it's really easy to get to the post. And I would assume it would be easy to change it too, if you ever had to change that battery, or when you have to change that battery. But anyway, that's for another time. But we got her running. It's time to pull it over there, start taking it apart. She's a beaut. All right, so first thing that we're gonna do is start taking, there's a bunch of bolts on the back all the way down. There's probably 15 or 20 on the back. There's just a lot of bolts holding that main part of the bus on. Then obviously you're gonna have your parts that hold your cab on here. But we're gonna start on the bolts back there, work our way towards the front, and then once we take it out, we've got to take the dash out and all kinds of stuff like that. So this is gonna take a while, but we'll just I'm not gonna record all this because it's boring. We're just gonna be laying under the truck, but I'll come touch base every so often and kind of give you guys updates, let you know where we've been, and on the cool stuff I will film it. Obviously when we lift it off, I'll film that and all that fun stuff, but I'm not gonna film us laying under the truck wrestling with these bolts. I'll try to keep a count and see how many we get out and things like that. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Just taking off the main part of that cab is going to be fun, but we may explore some different options when we get to that point. I'm not really sure, but this is basically what they do. They buy these trucks from the factory and then they cut into them. So you can see right there, there's a seal, and then it comes down, goes down there behind the wheel, and it's actually starting to crack right here and right there. So we may end up grinding on that a little bit and seeing if we can't just take this bus part off, but I'm not too sure about that. We'll see what happens. We don't really have a set plan. We're gonna dive into this kind of like we always do with stuff like this we've never done before. I know we can do it. We're not exactly sure how it's gonna go down, but one way or another, this truck will be running with the dump bed on it within the next few weeks. All right, we're getting to work. You ready? All right guys, so like I said, we weren't gonna film everything. We got one full day in it, me and Nick both, about a 10-hour day. And what we've got done so far, doesn't look like we've got really anything done, but we actually did get a lot done. We have the bus part separated from the cab. That's the way we decided to go about it. We started kind of up here. You can see where it's cracked. So we've got it separated, but we just figured that was going to be a lot easier. Even if we do have to put a different cab on here, which we may, that's probably going to be the route that we go. Still not 100% sure on that, but either way we do it, it's going to be a lot easier to get this part off if it's disconnected from the cab. If it's with the cab, then we're going to have to be careful of bumping things up here in the engine bay and all that stuff that we don't want to mess with. So we decided to separate it. It was kind of involved. It did take us a full day, like I said, but we do have it separated and I do have it sold. So we're gonna step back here towards the back and we'll work our way towards the front, and I'll show you guys exactly what we did. All right guys, so where we started was back here. We tried crawling under there to show you. You can't see very well, but you will see that later on whenever we get this beast off of here. So basically what we had was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 big through bolts. They were like 5 or 6 inches long. And they just had basically an ear coming off of the frame of the truck and an ear coming off of the bracket of this bus body, and those would line up and you just stuck your through bolt in there. Like I said, there was a bunch on this side and there was a bunch on the other side, so we got all those off. That took a while. We ended up having to cut off a bunch of them because they were so rusted. Some of them came off with our Milwaukee impact, but about half of them we had to cut off, and that was a pain in the you-know-what. So that ate up a lot of our time, and after that we jumped up in here and I'll show you exactly what we did up in there. Alright guys, so as you can see from the inside, a lot more went on in here than what looks like went on out there. Basically what we had to do is tear out all the floor, take the seat out, and figure out where this thing was seamed together. And as you can see from the crack right here, going right through the middle of the floor here, that's where it was seamed together. And basically it was a 2x2 square tubing that kind of jointed these pieces together back here, so to say. So we had to grind some welds here, and then coming down the side right here, over here, and then up where the door frame was on the old bus, or on the old truck. So we had a seam going across the back here, and then basically coming across where they had to cut out to put these steps in was where it was all welded together. And it was welded together pretty good. They had some solid welds. They had another bracket up here. And then other than that, that was pretty much it. There was some bolts up here, probably pretty much it. Sounds like nothing, but it took us all day. But there was probably 12 bolts up here with a bunch of silicone holding it all together. There was some self-tapping screws over there, and all the wiring too, which is pretty crazy. I showed this on Instagram, but here's one of the harnesses that we had to disconnect. So quite a few plugs there, but that's all coming out. That's junk. All this wiring is coming out. That all fishes through this door frame over here, so I got to trace that down, figure out exactly where it goes, and pull it out. Most of it goes to its switches up in here in the dash, which a lot of those are already taken out. That's the wires you see dangling down here. So a lot of those will be coming out, or all those will be coming out. Basically what I'm doing is stripping out every piece of wiring or every piece of existence basically from this bus. Anything that was on here because of this bus is coming off, except for the suspension. It does have airbag suspension, and I'm leaving that because that's cool. So we're going to hang on to that, but other than that, every single thing is going. And as you guys can imagine, I mean, you can see the fuse box right here, and you can see all the wiring up in here. It's honestly kind of intimidating how much wiring's in this thing, but really all these harnesses were well made. Some of them were factory made for this bus, so it's kind of more or less just pulling out your loom. It's not like a bunch of individual wires, you know. It's really kind of easy, but there is a lot of it going on, so you do kind of have to know what you're doing. But if you're mechanically inclined like us and you know how to handle this kind of stuff, just like anything else, take it one step at a time, and it's really not too bad. But we still got a lot of work to do. Still some unknowns for sure. Don't know exactly what's going to happen from here. Hopefully we can get this cab off, or this bed off safely, whatever you want to call it. Bus body, bed, cab, I don't know what the heck it's called. We're going to get this thing off of here safely, and then we should be in good hands. But that's still kind of the unknown. Other than that, I think it's really pretty much straightforward build after this. We've done a few of these, and my phone won't stop ringing. We've done a few of these. If you guys have been following us for a while, you know we built all of our other trucks too, so it's nothing new to us. Taking this off was something new for sure, but it's something, like I said earlier in the video, we knew we could handle it for sure. You know, nothing out of our capabilities, that's a fact, but we are still up on the air on how we're going to finalize this thing, and I want some input from you guys. I'm personally thinking I want to go all black. I want a black bed, I want our black tunnel box, and a black cab. Put the white Nickens logo on the door and a white phone number, you know, going across over the front tire like we did on all of our other trucks. that's what I want to do. I think that would be a bold statement. I think it would stand out. I've never seen anything like that around here. I've got some inspiration from Instagram. I'll tag him on Instagram whenever I do that post over there. But I got a guy basically that is kind of my inspiration for this truck, and his truck is awesome. So that's where I'm at with it. Nick kind of wants to go with the white cab and the white tunnel box, and then do a black bed. And then we're also going to be painting our other 2 dump trucks with black beds. But that way all 3 of them would match. We have 1 extended cab white truck, and then we have 1 white truck with a white regular cab with a white tunnel box. So it kind of looks like an extended cab. If we paint this cab white, put the white tunnel box on it, it'll look just like those ones. So they'll all match pretty much identical if we would go white. But I kind of want to go black. I kind of want to flip the script and try to stand out a little bit here, but we'll see what happens. Still up in the air on that one, but as of right now, we're planning on painting this thing ourselves too. That's going to be a matter of time and space, if everything can line up, if the stars can align. But as of right now, we're going to paint this truck 100%. So we'll see what happens. Hope this was fun for you guys to watch. Not too much action in this one, but that is pretty much our plan. In the next 2-3 videos, however many it takes to get this little series here and get this bus finished, are going to be action-packed. So if you're not subscribed, guys, be sure to subscribe. You don't want to miss this build. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.